I have a confession to make. I build an academy to empower women, and every day in my work, I teach my clients to embrace discomfort, because I'm convinced that discomfort is what leads to a meaningful life and a better world. And yet, I have to confess, I find myself choosing comfort, choosing the opposite, over and over again. One example. A couple of weeks ago, a company called. They wanted to book me for a workshop. And I liked working with them, but my schedule was already packed. Let's just cancel, my colleague said. And I agreed to do the job anyway, because pleasing is my comfort. I know how important it is to set priorities. I even teach classes about it. But an idea, an interesting project, something interesting to do comes along, and I find myself choosing the comfort. Another example, ordering stuff online. I know it's important, and I really want to support local shops. But then I get busy, and I need a gift for a friend or a book for work, and I just go to Amazon and quickly order it online. So even though I know better, even though I know it is not the right thing to do, it goes against my values, I choose the comfort. How many of you here can relate? Okay. So I wonder, why is that? Why are we as human beings so extremely comfort-driven? Comfort leads to acceptance. When I was 14 years old, I was not the best kid in school. I was semi-interested in what was happening, but what I was passionate about was fighting with my teachers. So, for example, my French teacher. We argued in class, and as you can imagine, I was not his favorite. And one day I came to class, and I still remember how unfair the situation felt. Our participation was graded. And I got bad grades for participating, while those who didn't say anything at all got good grades. So I was punished for speaking up. And as many times before and after that, I learned to pretend I'm okay with it. I learned to stay quiet, and I was rewarded for it. I stopped rebelling. I did not unapologetically express myself anymore. And I got excellent grades in school, excellent grades at university. I got a renowned scholarship for my postgraduate studies. I started working at an international corporation, and I moved up. Step by step, I moved up the career ladder. I learned the game of be nice, smile, and do the work. I smiled so hard, my cheeks hurt. I worked so hard, I didn't sleep enough. I regularly broke down on weekends because I just needed a break from performing. And it worked. So I got rewarded for it. And maybe you know this. So my story, and maybe your story, it is not a story of right or wrong. It is the story of survival. Yes, the history of comfort, or the story of comfort, is the story of survival. The first aspect of survival by comfort, fear of rejection. We all have it inside of us. It's deeply unpleasant for us if others reject us, if we are not part of the group. Way back then, not fitting into the group meant for us to die, because we needed the food that was collected, we needed the shelter of the group to take care of us, especially, for example, when we get sick. So that's why it's very, very, very uncomfortable if the group doesn't like us. And of course, today, in modern society, it doesn't mean for us to die if a group doesn't accept us. But still, not being liked by others is very uncomfortable. I deeply fear it. For example, you here tonight, I fear not being liked by you. The systems that we're organized in, another aspect of survival, the systems that we are organized in, they are based on hierarchy. And hierarchy does not work if there are rebels. So these hierarchies, they work like a pyramid. You have the powerful on top and the less powerful at the bottom. Teachers on top, students at the bottom. Managers on top, employees at the bottom. It's a highly successful system, very easy and it works very well. But what happens is if I sit still at school and I'm on time and I do my work, I don't question the teacher, I will get good grades. If I am on time and I do the tasks assigned to me and I don't question my manager, I will be promoted, or at least I will not be fired. And that is a third aspect of survival by comfort. And that is our brains, they love comfort because it saves us energy. There are studies that show that we are addicted. Our brains are addicted to psychological safety. What's easier after a long day of work? Staying on the couch where it's warm and safe, or going out for a run. It's nice, it's easy. Our brains love where it's familiar. They like where they know their way around. And it's cold out there, it's dark. We don't like that. So it takes extra energy for us to go outside and choose the risk and the unknown. And of course, the couch can be different for all of us, yeah? For comfort, for one person, it is literally the couch. And for others, you could say it's like a mental couch potato that we are. For others, this mental couch can be, like me, can be being super busy, being always doing something. And for me, it's discomfort to sit down and just be still. And of course, comfort is not always bad. Sometimes we need comfort to recharge our batteries, to gain our energy. If we consciously choose the comfort, it can be a very good thing. But if comfort becomes the habit, we are in trouble, because then we will choose the easy way per default. And the easy way leads to the status quo for myself, for my relationships, and also for us as a collective. And if that's what you choose, that's fine. But I assume that most of us here tonight are looking for a deep and meaningful way to live. And comfort is the enemy of meaning. Comfort is the enemy of meaning. So it has consequences if we choose the easy way. Let's look at that cost, the cost of easy. We've talked about online shopping, about saying no, but it's way deeper than that. Choosing comfort is way deeper than what we usually think of when we think about this topic. And that is, how does choosing comfort affect you personally and your relationships? And also, how does choosing comfort affect us, our world as a whole, if we look at the bigger picture? Let's start with yourself, because that's where it always starts, yeah? I don't know about you, but I sometimes feel very troubled, or it's hard for me to share how I truly feel. Even with my friends, I struggle. But I know it is important to share how I feel to build deep and meaningful connections. So easy comes at the cost of those deep and meaningful relationships. And these relationships, they lead to me feeling that I belong. Yeah? If I have deep relationships, I feel like I belong. I understand that I am part of a bigger picture, that I am not separate, but that I am part of, that we are connected as humans, that we are connected with nature and also with this planet as a whole. And it is easy to look away from that, to look away from the big challenges that we face. And it is hard to care about our future, to care about the bigger picture. So you can say that easy comes at the cost of our collective future. So, you know, one of the worst sentences, I don't care. As change makers, we need to care. We need to care enough to make uncomfortable choices. But what exactly is discomfort? Yeah? Discomfort, what is it? Discomfort means being okay with getting the reward later. And we don't like that because we are conditioned to get the reward now. I don't feel good, I want to change it. I did something, I want to get rewarded for it right now. So it takes effort, but it's worth it. It's worth it to choose discomfort. Because what we get out of it is also this awesome feeling of having done something that truly matters. It's the feeling of integrity. So how can we make those uncomfortable choices systematically and regularly? My road to an uncomfortable life included my decision to quit my job, to end my sample CV career, and to build my own business. And before I did that, I was promoted to become a managing director, and I had about 100 employees. I was juggling several millions of euros in budget at the age of 28. So I had to stop being a pleaser, and I had to start being a leader. And being a leader means making uncomfortable decisions. And it does not only mean leading other people, it foremostly means, how do I lead myself? How do you lead yourself? Are you willing to fully shine a light on yourself and do the right thing, even though it is the hard thing? So what can we do? What can we do to make these uncomfortable choices? It's not easy. So my experience, there are at least 3 major things that we can do. And the first thing we can do is fear. Shine a light on your fear. We all have fears. It is a universal emotion, so we all have it. The difference between a leader and a follower is that a leader knows she is afraid and does the hard thing anyway. So I remember the day I decided to quit my job. And by the way, that was not just one morning that I woke up and I just knew. It was a process. And I was deeply afraid. I was so afraid that I would make a big mistake for my future, my career, my financials, for everything. I was afraid that I would end up homeless under the bridge without any friends. And what I did was I looked at the fear and I questioned it. Step by step, I looked at it and I asked, okay, will I never find another job? No. Will I end up homeless under the bridge? No. Will my friends no longer talk to me? Definitely not. So I usually go on and I just look at the fear, and we can all do that, and just ask how much of you is real and valuable, and how much can be just let go by thinking it through. How much is just a story that will not happen. The second thing we can do. Integrity. Choose integrity, your backbone, over comfort. You know these moments in conversations when you feel like you should say something, but then you go, nah, it's okay. What if it's not? I remember countless situations in business meetings where I just smiled away a sexist joke. I didn't want to open up Pandora's box. I didn't want to be disliked for bringing it up. And so I stayed silent. But these moments, they make a difference. In just this split second of a feeling that something is wrong, I can change my behavior. And here's how. I can pause. I can pause and choose my response. And moment by moment, pause by pause, I decide, do I choose the familiar of my comfort, or do I choose the discomfort of my integrity? And moment by moment, step by step, these moments, they add up and they create something super powerful, which is respect. If I shift my inner focus towards away from being liked, towards being respected, that is a powerful move, because respect lasts. And the third point we can do is dreams. So let's disconnect discomfort from pain and instead connect it to our dreams, our hopes, our values. The fear and nausea, by the way, that's what leaders do, yeah? They connect with the why. What do I care about? What does truly matter? Why are we doing all of this? And they connected with, okay, that's the discomfort I have to choose then. The fear and nausea that I have endured just by the idea of giving this talk, just the idea of practicing the talk in front of my friends, by the way, was already so frightening. So it was painful to me. But I chose to dive into the discomfort because I dreamt of sharing my idea with you. And now that I'm here, it's actually not that bad. So change doesn't have to be this big thing. I don't know about you, but just the thought of ending global inequality or ending climate change can be so overwhelming. It is huge. But what is manageable is the decision to use that pause and regularly choose the discomfort. That's something I can manage, and that's something that we can use to collectively use our collective discomfort for meaningful changes. And let me end with one final thought. I'm a very privileged person, and I assume most of us here tonight are as well. It is a privilege that I can choose to opt out of discomfort. It is a privilege that I can choose the comfort. There are many people, for example, who are confronted with discrimination. They cannot choose. They have to feel the discomfort. And many times they have to feel the discomfort alone because others don't stand with them, look away, and choose the easy road, choose the comfortable way. So with this privilege comes responsibility. Let's use that responsibility and ask, what's the impact I will make? What's the impact you will make? Let's stand up and let's stand out for that impact. And I know it is hard to stand out and not to blend into the group. It is hard. But what happens is, if you stand out, you create a space for others to do the same. If you speak up about how you truly feel and about what truly matters to you, you create a dynamic in which people can change, the people around you, your relationships, and also the groups. And it is so powerful to have a group that stands behind you, a group of leaders. And we are all leaders. We are all leaders. We can use this collective discomfort for meaningful change. So we're all in this together. Imagine just 3 little moments of discomfort. What would that mean for your personal life? 3 little moments of discomfort every day. What would that mean for your relationships? 3 little moments. What would that mean for our collective future? Look around in this room. All of us together are about 200 people here tonight. If we would all decide to use 3 moments a day, that would make 600 moments every day. And if we would all meet up again here 1 year from now, we would have created 219,000 opportunities for change. So let's be that change we need to see in the world.